you should check this out. Today we're going to be looking at the Sega Mark III, and this was the third iteration of the SG-1000. Well, you could say it that way, but actually the Mark III is the basis for the Master System that came out in the West in 1986, and it came back out as it was rebranded as the Master System in 1987 in Japan. But this was Sega's, it was a leap forward from the SG-1000 and SG-1002. So this one had a better processor, better for graphics card, better better everything. And this was also backwards compatible with the SG-1000. So the SG-1000 and the SG-1002 had this card. It looks kind of like the Sega Card for the Master System, and it looks like this. And this is what you put in. Let's take a look here how it looks like. Kind of reminds me of the Hue card or the turbo chip for the TurboGrafx-16/PC Engine. And of course, because they're both credit cards, and it slides in like this, and there you go. Also, everyone prefers or knows about this one. Although the Master System in the West is different than the one here in Japan, it was wider and shorter. This is longer and thinner. Longer and thinner, taller and thinner. So this is how the carts look like. It says here 2 megabytes and a gold cartridge, and this is Space Harrier. So you put it in, you have to open up this flap, which is kind of inconvenient, but I guess they did it that way to protect against dust. And they put it in like this. Actually, since you can't put both cards in at the same time, you have to take this one out, and you have to put this one in there, that way. I wonder if you can put in both. I thought like there was a locked mechanism where you couldn't put it in, but I guess to prevent, from doing that. But yeah, you can actually put both. So that's how it looks like, the Mark III. And if you wanted to know, it says, oh geez, this computer video game console designed for simple operation is guaranteed to give you the maximum in gameplay satisfaction. The Mark III. So there it is. And then if you want to take it out, there's no eject like Nintendo's console. So you just have to rip it out. Try it with one hand while filming. And then you just take this out like this way. There you go. Now there's SG-1000 1 and 2 didn't have this card slot. They had a card catcher where it was it was another mechanism. You could plug it into the port, and then you can put your cards in this way. But yeah, that's for another video. And then so the pause button is here. Unlike the Famicom, this one doesn't have a pause, and this is the joypad. So the pause, select start on Nintendo, Famicom, and NES was here. No pause button, but it was over here on the console. And then there's a light indicator for power, vents. This one didn't have the FM sound chip built in, so you have to open this up to reveal an extension. You plug it in there, an FM sound unit, and you get good FM sound. It's like a synthesizer. And it was utilized for many different games for the Master System. Didn't come out in the West, the FM sound, but it's built in actually on the Master System, the Japanese version, not on the West version, unfortunately. So the weird thing about this is the joypad, you would think in the West it goes 1, 2, but here in the Japan for the Mark III, goes 1, 2 this way. So you'll be confused at first. So you put the one here on the right instead of here on the left. So that found that kind of weird. And then just like the SG-1002, not in use, you can just put your controllers right here, and then we'll get the other one. Oops. Oh, we can just do this right now. One would go here. Oh geez, film again this way. So one would go here. Come Okay, it's not working. Maybe we'll go here actually. Okay, so yeah, this one would go here. For some reason I can't put it in. But then the other one would go here. So yeah. There you go. And there you go. Oh jeez. There you go. Well, you get the picture. So you put this here and then a place where you can store your controllers, which is ingenious because the North American version, well, the Master System didn't have that anymore. So there you go. That's how it looks like. And then it didn't have its own power supply internal, but it had a power brick. This power brick is just like this. I think it's similar to the Master System, but don't quote me on that. But it is the SA-150 power supply. And then on the back here, there is built-in RGB right here. If you put in your one of these things. So there is RGB. So it's just called external out, and then high-low is like channel 95, 96 in Japan. And then the good old RF, which is the ugliest signal. And then we have here for the power supply, and then on-off, which is cool, you know, like a real on-off versus just pressing a button. And then let's take a look on the bottom here. So on the bottom it says Sega Mark III, DC 9 volt, something in Japanese, probably like what the voltage, or well, there's voltage right there. I meant watts probably and stuff. And then made in Japan, patent pending, I guess the patents, and a lot of vents down here as well. So that is the Mark III, which became the Master System. So, it was rebranded as Master System like a year later in Japan. Well, I'm sorry, 2 years later in Japan, 1980, because this came out in 1985, and the Master System came out in 1987 for Japan, and it came out in 1986 for the US, Canada, and Europe, I believe in Europe that time, or it could have came out in 1987, but don't quote me on that as well. So let's just take a look here at some gameplay. And again, this is how the controller looks like. And yeah, let's come back and take a look at some gameplay. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you also, I should have showed it to you earlier, like a manual. This is Penguin Land. And Penguin Land, this is how their Sega cards look. So it looks like this. And then inside, of course, it's written all Japanese. But yeah, very, you know, early, colorful, well, not colorful, I'm sorry. It's just blue and white. And it just says what it does. You're gonna use the SC3000. And then here is the controller that I have for this. Actually, this is not, this is the SG-1002 controller, but it's the same basis as the Mark III controller. But yeah, so that is how it looks like here. And there is basically it for the manuals. Oh, actually it shows nice what to do and what the basis of the game is, and the controls, and then more characters, maps, pretty good in your characters that you are playing with and against, and the items you need to collect. And there, and then just like what you're not supposed to do with the Sega card, or this card, my card. But yeah, let's get into some gameplay. Okay, we got it all hooked up, and unlike the Master System, which had built-in games, this does not have a built-in game. Let's take a look. So everything is powered on. We have all the cables in, and put it in, and just a black screen. So there's nothing on here. So, all right, let's put in a game. I might need to use isopropyl alcohol. So we'll put Space Harrier in here. Let's turn it off. And let's try it. We'll have to open this door. And let's put this in. Come on. There we go. And let's power it on. And let's see. I think I will need to clean the isopropyl alcohol. So let's do a jump cut here and we'll be back. Okay, so we got the Sega Mark III and here it is, Space Harrier. So after using this thing, it works. All right, so let's see the controllers here. This might be the defective control. Oh no, it's not. All right, pardon me, I'm trying to play with one hand here. Oh. Okay. I might have to clean out these controllers because you can tell it would sound better with FM sound, but yeah. Jeez. Sorry guys. One-handed. Come on. Shoots. Okay, let's try it again. I like the Sega Mark III. Okay, there we go. Ready. Let's try this with the right hand. Man, it's impossible to play this with one hand, sorry. But you can tell the music, if you play the arcade, it's much better, the music, of course. Alright. Oh boy. Alright, well, you get the idea with Space Harrier. Graphics are not bad. The sound could be better, but yeah. Well, that's why you have the FM synthesizer. But again, in the Master System of Japan, the FM sound is built in. All right, let's try another game here. So we're done with that. And oh, I wish they put the eject button in the system. All right. So yeah, unfortunately, not this system. Actually, this as well. Mark III was also killed by the Famicom. Like Sega did it 3 systems: SG 1001, 2, and the Mark III, and it all failed again to try to dethrone the Famicom. So this is how I do it. And again, 91% isopropyl alcohol. And let's put in Fantasy Zone. Let's see. Mark III. Oh yeah, this sounds exactly like the Master System version that I played. Yeah. Ah, shoot. This is another impossible game. Oh gosh. Alright. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get to the top. Alright. But this is one of the most famous games of the Master System. You have to play this. Okay, there we go. Can we use... So yeah, the point is you gotta kill these... Oh, jeez. This controller is stiff. Come on. Come on, I'm keep pressing. Oh jeez, come on. There we go. You're supposed to collect that coin. You're supposed to destroy all of these things. So just keep destroying them. Eventually you're gonna fight the boss. I can do this faster if... Well, one, I have to clean the controller. Because I got this Mark III on, again, Yahoo Auctions Japan in 2019, I believe. Okay. There we go. There's also a place where you can shop that comes down so you can upgrade your weapons. But here we go. Is that it? Oh yeah, here's the first boss. Supposed to shoot. Ah crap. Ah. There's no way I could have with upgraded weapons. But yeah, you should give this game a shot. And if you wanted something different, even though it functions the same way as the US and Canadian Master System and European, you get the Mark III. But it'll be easier for people who live in the States and Canada because it's NTSC versus in Europe, it's PAL over there, and this is NTSC. But yeah, so Fantasy Zone. And then next, let's try another game. We'll try the card this time. Oh. Okay, we have, let's do the shoot 'em up, shmup, 909, Zoom 909. So they have it in Japanese there, then they have it here in English. Interesting. So this, you might also need to use isopropyl alcohol, but you put it in here. So just like the Sega Card on the Master System. So you just put it in here, and let's see if there's anything that happens. No. So it needs a cleaning as well. So let's clean it out, shall we? Get some isopropyl alcohol. And I just wipe it normally down with a Q-tip, but let's just see here now. Come on. Okay. And yes, there you go. Zoom 909. Isopropyl alcohol, this thing is a trick. So Zoom 909, it is a, see, classic. This might be easier to control with one hand. But you have to get, the point is you got to get fuel, because look at your fuel there. If you don't get enough fuel, you are going to eventually just crash. It reminds me of Star Wars Trench, you know, over there in the original Star Wars, like the Death Star. Oh shoot, you're supposed to avoid that though, but see, you see your fuel, you have to get more but the Mark III is a good system. If you can get it with the FM sound chip, where the, oh geez, like the extension, I've never seen one in real life, but yeah, that will make wonders better with the sound in this thing, in this system. But yeah. Only because it doesn't improve sound in every game, but in certain games. Oh geez, then I'm gonna start running into these. Okay. Oh, see, you saw the fuel? Could have grabbed that, but... Oh, jeez. Oh! Boo! Oh, my fuel's almost gone. So I'm gonna just crash. Watch, let's see what happens. Oh, well, before I hit that. But, yeah. So anyway, wanted to show some Mark III. And it's just basically the Master System that Japan got, and this is where it originated from, until it was rebranded as a Master System in 2 years later, a year later. But yeah, it's a great piece of Sega history, and if you wanted to, it's not really If you do, again, Yahoo auctions is not very expensive, but if you do eBay, it will be expensive. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and until next time, you guys take care. And I will be doing more content, like the next system. This is 1985, so I'm going to try to find other systems. I have 1985 and then 1986. We'll keep going into the 90s eventually.